everybody, and welcome back to Desire the Fire podcast.
Wow, it's been a long time since I've heard that intro.
I beat you to it.
Well, I mean, we didn't really plan that out, so I was going to stay quiet until you said something anyway.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah-huh.
Well, it's one place where you aren't such a mean person to me.
You're so dumb, dude.
What, how am I dumb when you're being mean?
Well, because you're a stupid loser stinky butt. I'm just kidding.
Oh, who's being mature here now?
It's been a while.
Stop skirting around. Tell the world what you did.
I didn't do anything. You just overreacted to something that wasn't really a big deal.
Like
Nobody cared.
The way that you did it, it was like you took my firstborn from me.
No, dude. You sounded super snooty, and someone needed to put you in your place.
Snooty.
Okay, so
patootie.
Okay, so basically what happened was Chandler and I have a fantasy football league we've been doing for a couple years now. About 4 years.
So who won last year?
Anyway, one of the things is
skirting around.
Chandler happens to be one of our commissioner, and he likes to abuse his power every now and then. And it's super annoying because, you know, everyone knows he's cheating, but he'll never admit to it because he covers his tracks really well.
Everybody thinks that he's cheating. Wow.
And so this year, he set the draft. He's the one that set the draft time, and then he tried to backtrack on it. And so, you know, nobody really cared. It was just a 30-minute difference. But the reason made me want to put him in his place. You guys want to know why I wouldn't let him change the draft time? And I only said this as a joke, but he decided to be oversensitive about it. But it was just because Chandler's part of this book club. I mean, what fantasy football playing 30-year-old married guy is part of a book club? What do you think you are, dude?
What do I think I am? I'm a member
you think
of
you're
the
better
city
than us or
chapel
something?
So
Bourgeoisie?
Me being a part of a book club makes me like better than you. I didn't know how that it came off that way. If that's the case, then you have every right to call me snooty patootie.
It makes it seem like you're part of a higher society. And
so
like,
we discuss these very, very scholarly books and sip some black and what's crazy snooty
tea and crumpet tea. And all that. Oh. You're like British or like Southern, like you're like a Southern. Middle class wife.
What?
So we're clearly taking a different direction to our podcast this season.
Welcome to the second season. Welcome back if you are joining us. Hello if you are joining us for the first time. What's been going on with us?
Man, well, it's been a long break, so there's a lot that's been going on, right?
Yeah, definitely a lot that has been going on, and I think a lot has happened.
Well, have you checked the last time we uploaded a podcast by any chance? Do you know like the date?
Even know.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and look it up, but you can kind of share about what you've been going through since we last updated it, and I'll let you know when it is that our last podcast actually updated.
So last week we were trying to record our first episode, and I was sick, so I was at Kaiser, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. And I actually hurt my knee a couple of weeks before that, and I couldn't walk. How old does that sound? Oh man! So for those of you who want to know how old I am, I'm 28, right?
Yeah, we're both bordering that new age. We're both coming.
Are you 29 going on the big 30?
Yeah.
So
and
I'm
our
28.
birthdays are like right around each other too.
I'm 28. I hurt my guess what I hurt. I hurt this thing called the IT band, and it runs from your knee all the way up to your hip bone. And the band itself wasn't too bad, but my knee was like shot. Like I couldn't walk, I couldn't bend it. I couldn't sleep without having it fully extended. So
dude, yeah, that's pretty bad, man.
I could only sleep how do you say it, on my back. I couldn't sleep on my side because it would hurt my knee. I couldn't sleep on the other side because it would be sleeping on my knee. I couldn't sleep forward because who sleeps like that, and it would hurt my knee.
You mean like you couldn't sleep on your stomach?
Yeah, well, who sleeps on their stomach? Do you sleep on your stomach?
Yeah, I actually do. And
I
have my head
spotted you sleeping on your stomach one time.
I usually sleep on my stomach, actually.
Are you serious? What kind of hypotyga nonsense is this?
Well, my stomach just happens to be big enough to where it's not uncomfortable.
No, wouldn't your stomach be so big that it's hurting
you're like
back?
On a tilt?
Yeah.
No, it's just, that's how I've slept since like forever, like high school.
But then your face would be straight into the ground?
No, you turn your head to the side.
Then you'd get a cramp in your neck.
No, it's not. It's not as bad as, maybe because my chest puffs out a little more too.
And you're a hypotyga?
Yeah.
That's how tigers
exactly
sleep.
Why.
On their stomachs.
Really? No, they kind of like curl to the side. I'm looking at my cat right now, and she's kind of like curled to the side.
What color is your cat?
Like, her name's Puri, so it's like
brown,
barley colored. Yeah,
brown,
like spotted and brown and
like
black and stuff.
Brown.
Yeah,
looks like a thong.
Well, so yeah, I mean that's Kaiser. That's it's super funny because one day.
Oh my gosh.
One day you and I were both at Kaiser at the same time or something, right?
That was when my knee hurts. So most guys, they don't go to the hospital unless it's really bad. And I woke up one day and I started walking around, and you know how you get a crick in your neck? You slept on the wrong side or whatever, or you get a cramp. So my knee felt like that, and I usually wake up around like 6 o'clock, and I take my dogs out to go run around, and I play fetch with them in the abandoned golf course behind our house. And I started walking around, I started throwing it, and then as I was walking back, it started cramping up on me more. Usually this has happened, like, maybe not this, but that feeling has happened where you just, you walk it off and you're good. But as I was walking up towards my house again, it started cramping up, and I couldn't walk up the house, the thing. And then by the time I got back, it was full blown, like, I can't move it.
So your knee went out while you're taking your dogs on a walk.
So the day before, calm down now, calm down. I did not bust my knee because I did that. The day before, so during that time I was reading a book from my book club called, what is it called? What's that book called?
You sound so like middle class right now, dude. I hate you.
What are you talking about?
I took my dogs out on a walk in the golf course that's behind my backyard.
Abandoned.
That's because I was getting, and actually that story starts because I was prepping for my book club the night before.
No, I wasn't.
So bourgeois, dude. Get out of here.
I wasn't prepping for the.
We blue collar workers. we can't relate to your story anymore, man.
What are you talking about?
Wow, homeowner Andrew in his golf course in the backyard with 2 dogs. Like, do you have white picket fences and like barbecue pits laid out in front of you?
Calm down now. This is too much bitterness throwing.
Okay, I'm kind of salty.
So the book was called The Power of Full Engagement, and one of the ways that you can be fully engaged is to have be efficient with your time, blah blah blah, manage your energies, and also make sure your body is good. So like when you're healthy, you can engage better and you can focus better and for longer times.
Sure.
And be more efficient. So me being motivated by that book, decides to go, golf courses, some of them are hilly. This one is kind of hilly. So I was running up and down the hills trying to get some exercise in with my dogs. And I was fine. That day I was like pouring sweat. This is the first time exercising in like, let's say 8 months. And I ran up and down those hills, and I went to sleep, and I woke up, and then that's what happened. I was fine that whole night. So I didn't hurt my knee by throwing a ball around.
Okay.
If that's what you're thinking. And I didn't prep for the book club the night before like some bougie Santoki person.
Okay.
Why is this so funny to you? Like,
He's like, I just don't know you anymore, man. You changed, bro. You changed.
I always read books.
Okay.
Low key. Come on.
I just find it so entertaining. It's just like a middle-aged man problem that you're going through right now.
Oh, this might be the case.
Don't you live around a bunch of like retired white folks that have like too much time on their hands these days?
So you're either that or you're Mexican.
So it's a very funny exchange in a crossroads, and you're kind of somewhere, you little Asian couple that's caught somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. So, yeah, funny story is we need to get we try to clean our house like once a month, and so we clean our house, but we want like cleaners to like sweep the floors and windows, blah blah blah, this kind of stuff. Yeah. So we were trying to get some quotes from some people, and freaking I was gonna go. This is when Pokemon Go was coming out, so I wanted to take a walk to the nearby park so I can try to catch some Pokemon. Which, sadly enough, I don't have any reception in this area, so I'm still level 8, and there's no Pokemon here, and there's no Pokemon where I work, and there's no Pokemon.
Oh, so it's like a double whammy.
Yeah. So check this out. So I'm walking out. I'm about to go out, and these two guys that were gonna give us a quote. They're Mexican guys. Walk up to the door, and then they kind of look at me funny, and they go, the first thing that comes out is this guy goes, "You live here?" Like it wasn't one of those things where like, "Hey, are you the homeowners, or you're trying to solicit or whatever?" But it was more like a confused like he was literally scratching his head, and he's like, "You live here?" And I was like, yeah, bro, I live here. You probably want to talk to my wife, Dina. Yeah, she's right inside. And I got her to come out, but he was like, as I was walking away, he said something in Spanish that I couldn't understand.
Yeah, I was like, what, the Chinese?
Like, yeah. Because everybody in this neighborhood is either like retired white folks or Mexicans, and I think they're expecting Mexican, but definitely not a Korean.
No, my neighborhood's kind of like that too. That's pretty funny because if you hit up our Costco, it's only like old white people that are there, and so like we super stand out. Like just south of us is a predominantly African American city, and we live like kind of embedded in a lot of it's a predominantly Caucasian place too, and so like we super stand out anywhere we go, right? But then one day I was coming home bringing a box of pizza I bought from Costco, and like because it's so weird that we live here. As I was coming out, as I was coming in, some people were walking down and like, "Oh, Costco delivers now?" Like, it didn't occur that Asian people might actually be living in this apartment and stuff, So
they thought that you were the Costco delivery.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I was just sitting there like,
so
no,
bad.
no.
That is so bad. What did you say to them?
I was like, no, I bought this. I was like, no, I was so taken aback at the situation,
You're confused. Someone would ask you that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I'm just bringing pizza home to my apartment, and someone's like,
"You're the pizza delivery guy?"
Yeah, dude.
No.
Yeah, because I mean, like, we super stand out. There's some Asian kids because we live near San Diego State.
Yeah.
But I mean, we live far off campus to where only a couple of college students live out here.
Hey, so, when is school starting?
Next week is when we start our new stuff. So
next week?
Yeah, this upcoming week.
Like Tuesday?
I think it's actually Wednesday because we're doing like a sign up thing.
What are you doing Tuesday?
I'm not sure.
You want to hang out?
You asking me out on a date over our podcast, dude?
I'm not asking you on a date. Don't flatter yourself.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that off the air.
No. You want to hang out?
Maybe.
Try to get.
Actually, I could bring my
my
buddy Zach. Yeah, I mean he wanted to meet up, and I think he has some free time too. I'll talk to him about it.
We'll have a Hearthstone 3-man tournament.
No, dude,
and then
I don't even stand a chance.
Getting crushed because Zach's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay,
no
so
words.
Tuesday we're gonna hang out.
Okay, so
right
next time you guys hear us on our podcast, if I didn't meet up with Chandler, it's because, or if he sounds super salty, it's because I didn't meet up with him.
Next time as in like episode 4.
Something like that. We'll see. It might just be episode 2. Dude, okay, so let's get back on track here.
There's no such thing as getting back on track. That was a rule. You just broke a rule. Remember? A long time ago, we were not supposed to say those things anymore.
Did we? Oh man, it's been. Okay. So I looked this up earlier, right? I said I was gonna look it up when our last podcast actually posted, and it was 6 months ago, dude. It was February 1st, 2016.
That's not that long ago. But
actually, considering how long, yeah,
we recorded way before then.
Yeah, so it is a while back, but that's when our last episode actually posted, and so there's just no telling when this next episode is gonna pop up.
Well, if this works out, that's my puppy. That's actually my mother-in-law's puppy.
Oh, so you guys have 3 dogs at your house right now?
We have 3 dogs at our house right now. It's crazy. The dogs outnumber us.
You guys should just start a nursery or like a...
You mean a pound?
Side thing, yeah.
A dog shelter?
A dog shelter. I mean, you guys have a big field and stuff.
A dog resort. Have you ever been over to my new place?
No, I haven't.
You want to come over to my place then next Tuesday? That sounds like a date.
Dude. That sounds more like a play date, dude. Can you hang out at my house?
Can you come over?
I'll show you some new toys that I got.
Is Daniel home? Can Daniel come over?
Do you think kids do that anymore, where they go over to...
No, dude. They just text each other.
And then they just come over?
Or they, I don't know, Snapchat each other?
Yeah, because that moment of anxiety might not be there anymore. You know when you're knocking on the door and you're not sure if your friend's going to be there?
And then the mom comes out and then you're like, oh, she's not in a good mood. And then you still have to ask?
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you hear them yelling through the door.
Oh my gosh, yeah. At your friend.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they're not going to play today. You just threw your friend Alan under the bus right now, man.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at. He's that was what back in the day when I lived in like Long Beach.
You lived in Long Beach? I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I lived in the ghettos.
Oh, yeah. Long Beach does get pretty ghetto.
Yeah, I took me and Dina were driving one day, and I saw the exit for my old apartment that we lived in when I was a kid. As we were just driving on like the 91 or something. I forgot which freeway it was, but we got off, and I just not muscle memory, but I just, because I wasn't driving when I was a kid. I lived there till I was like 4th grade. And I got
still
there.
A while, though.
Huh?
Yeah. That's still a while. You should still remember it, right?
Yeah, so I got there, and then we got out, and it was like, like when they have like parties and they kind of throw the football on the lawn / have a barbecue out / chicken gizzards /
and the guns. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, and then Dina kind of felt like we were gonna get shot or something, so we left. What?
I mean, people are just having a good time and like, oh my gosh, they're gangsters.
No, but it was kind of weird because we were like the only Koreans there or the only Asians.
For sure.
And back in the day, like when I was a kid, that didn't really matter,
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you were probably definitely the only Asians back there.
I was definitely the only Asian, but
for sure,
I didn't know what the world does now, or how the world perceives things now.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, fantasy football season is upon us, and as a commissioner of the fantasy football league in the city, I would like to have a public service announcement.
Hey, are you going to read off what you wrote here?
Why Daniel Peck is such a mean person.
Such a mean person? That's not what you wrote, dude.
What did I write there?
You wrote something bad.
How old are our listeners?
How old? Definitely old enough to hear it, but do you want to represent yourself like that on the internet?
I want to represent myself. Can you represent me as my agent, as my personal podcasting agent?
I don't want to represent you in that way.
Could you please? I want you to be I want you to be the mean person that's representing me, so you can be mean to everybody else.
No, dude. I think we've established earlier why I decided to rip you for our draft time.
Which actually,
you're the one holding on to this grudge against me.
Which actually brings us to my next point is that I don't know how to segue this one.
Well, that book club, right?
Yeah,
that's the segue thing.
So Daniel, I got a question for you. What is spiritually impacting you?
That doesn't sound scripted.
Oh man, we're like radio personalities.
Dude, not even close.
We're so good at this.
Well, we are like those radio personalities that are like so self-absorbed that half of their show is just talking about themselves.
Like on ESPN.
Yeah, dude. There's no sports on that program.
There's no sports on that program.
In all honesty, like I had read a article on, I think it was like Time magazine or something like that. They're talking about the Olympics because you know how that just ended, right? And so the Olympic opening ceremony. Well, what they were doing was, as the countries were all entering in and stuff like that, the broadcasters were commenting about their experiences in these countries as opposed to giving the world a little bit of like factoids about the countries themselves,
So NBC's like the people that do this.
I mean, it's the morning talk show people that are hosting the opening ceremony for the Olympics, Oh man, they're so self-absorbed. I was finding myself annoyed, and I felt personally a little more shafted because I felt like Korea didn't get the coverage that some of the other big countries seem to have gotten. So
nobody cares
I was a little
about
irked
Korea.
as it is.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, oh, here's the oh, here's the other archery. Oh, the archery game.
Hey, still, it's like heritage.
What else does Korea? What else does Korea win?
Korea wins.
That's right. Nothing else.
Well, they were pretty good at other sports.
They were like what? Speed skating? This is the wrong Olympics, bro.
They did okay in other Olympic events. Like I think they had like a fencing gold medalist last time.
Oh! We forget the big one. Taekwondo.
I don't think Koreans are the dominant.
Oh snaps! Golf. We forgot golf. I think the women's golf. That one girl won golf or something.
Oh yeah.
And then we got a gold and a bronze in fencing. We got a.
Hey, that's something we could talk about some other time though. Like
what? Why would we?
Because then like the Olympics kind of bring out. It kind of accents our dual identity thing going on. It always feels kind of weird to see Korea lose, but it also feels just as weird to see America lose. And
then when they're playing each other, because I was watching America versus South Korea archery, because I was actually watching it.
Oh yeah, it's always a weird paradigm, like when your country's like your two identities are like conflicted.
Yeah, because
we can definitely talk about that.
All the American archers are white, and all the Korean archers are Korean. So I'm American, so I'm like, oh yeah, go. What is it? USA, and then I was like, go North America, which is Mexico and Canada and United States.
But we can also put like a spiritual twist to it too, like we have two identities
on the air right now.
No, I'm just saying like this is a good idea. Maybe if people want to give feedback on that, if that's a good idea. But like we have two identities. One is a spiritual one, and one is that of the flesh too. So we can definitely go into that.
Who do you root for?
I usually root for which country is known to be better at a sport.
What about if South Korea was playing North Korea baseball?
Oh, dude. Like South Korea, that's not even a question.
Stupid. You didn't get it.
South Korea was playing North Korea baseball?
Yeah, because you're North Korean.
You're North Korean, dude.
Is that the best comeback you can say?
No,
You're North Korean. You're North Korean. Hey, in all honesty, though, spiritually, Daniel, what is impacting you? Why are you laughing?
Nah,
why are you laughing?
I've always been terrible at like schoolyard insults.
What?
Okay, but anyway, well, yeah, I mean, if we're talking about spiritually, there's a lot going on. But I've kind of found myself in a bit of a rut over the last couple months, so it's kind of good because
it's good.
How
is this good?
Well, over the last couple months, as we've been taking our break, and like, it's not like we weren't planning for the podcast, right? But like, as we've been taking our break off of it too, I've been able to go through a big up and down in my own life as well, and it's just without getting too personally. Without sharing too personally, just one of those things where I think I kind of went through a spiritual adolescence. Like, when you start rebelling against your parents because you feel like you know better than they do, or you start to think that they don't know exactly everything that they've put on. Well, it kind of felt like that in my relationship with God. I was kind of a spiritual adolescent, and now I'm kind of going into spiritual college. I don't know, something like that, where it kind of seeing the foundation and the groundwork that God placed in my life, and is now able to take that to another step and trying to put that and project that into something else in my life to be more meaningful. I said a lot without saying anything, huh?
Yeah, you said a lot without saying anything.
Well,
what you just said was kind of like this prayer, like, Father God, thank you, Father God, yes, Father God, thank you, Father God, amen.
What's wrong with that prayer?
Yeah, what is wrong with that prayer, my puppy?
All I'm saying is, I was in a different place. You know how you guys got together a while back to record on the other podcast?
What other podcast?
The one that you don't want to talk about?
What other podcast?
Anyway, part of the reason why I didn't want to go was because I was feeling so salty about life at the time. Didn't want to be like this Debbie Downer talking about everything, like all angry about everything.
You're that down, bro?
Well, I was.
You're a Debbie Downer?
Debbie Daniel. I mean, I used to.
You're Danny Downer.
Yeah, I can call myself Debbie Daniel. It's so stupid. I replaced the wrong word.
Debbie Daniel. That's your new name. That's your new podcast name. Debbie Daniel.
It's so dumb, dude. I do that all the time. You ever do that when you're talking?
No.
You replace the wrong word?
No, I never do. I never have that problem.
It's like a verbal dyslexia I have.
Yes, it's
always changing the wrong word, dude.
Never me. Debbie Daniel.
Shut up, dude.
Maybe I should just call you Debbie from now on. What just happened? Did you just snort or something? What happened?
No. I was adjusting my mic.
Oh, okay, Debbie.
So, how are you doing spiritually? You seem to be better.
One of the things that I've been trying to focus on this year is trying to get QT consistent, and for a while it was pretty darn consistent. Where I realized, a lot of people just do QT at the end of the day, but then for me, sometimes you don't know when the end of the day is. With my middle class life.
What you mean, like every day? Kind of, you don't have like a solid schedule, or?
Yeah. So like, as soon as you walk out the door, well, I don't really walk out the door anymore, but as soon as you walk out the door, like you go to work and you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know. Technically speaking, you don't even know if you're gonna come back or what time you're gonna come back and how tired you are.
Whoa, that just got really morbid.
Yeah, this is what I think about every time I walk out the door, so I don't go out the door anymore. So I realized it's uncontrollable. As soon as you walk out those doors, it's uncontrollable. What you can control is as soon as you wake up, what you do before you walk out the door or before you start work. And I've been trying to wake up early to do QT and do worship, and it's been pretty good until I had a 7 a.m. call scheduled.
Yeah.
So wow. I start work at 7 a.m. right now, and it's kind of throwing my schedule off, but I'm just going to have to wake up earlier. That's my resolve.
Is that because you have East Coast clients, or?
Yeah, one of my East Coast clients, I have to call at 7 a.m. I used to start work at 8, and we decided to schedule call at 7, which is 10 o'clock their time, and that threw my schedule off. So this past week and a half, it's been kind of rough, but my new resolve is to just wake up earlier.
So regardless of how your schedule might be impacted,
yeah,
just have a set time before that.
Yeah, my schedule before was like wake up at 6, get ready, take the dogs out around 6:30, come back by 7, eat something, worship, read Living Life or some sort of biblical passage, and then pray a little bit, and then start work around 8. I usually what I like to do now is kind of like, if I run over 8 o'clock, I'll start work a little later and then end a little later. But I think just having that time for QT has been so sweet when I had it. But now I'm gonna have to adjust it, so I'm gonna have to wake up at like 5.
So what do you mean by worship in the morning? Like, you guys actually sit down and sing praise and stuff?
Yeah, I'll take out my guitar and I'll sing, and then Dina's usually still sleeping. So.
Even after you praise?
Well, she wakes up and then she'll come and she'll worship with me some days. She has other stuff she has to do. She'll go do that. But yeah, and then she'll join me for at least QT, and then we'll share if we have time, pray, that kind of thing. But that's been pretty good. Other than that, what's really been impacting me is this book club. I'm not even joking right now.
Well, is that where you're reading Fearfully and Wonderfully Made?
Yeah. So every 2 months we have a book. So after we actually, so this is how it goes. So we read a book, and then we have 2 months to read a book, and then we come together and we discuss, and we have discussion points. And it's like this book club really has changed the books that I read to a certain degree, because the books that I read is like sci-fi, fantasy, adventure kind of things, fiction. But in this book club, because of the things that we're reading like we're trying to read 6 different types of books. So the first book this year was book club, I think it's Mother Teresa.
It's like a biography on her, or?
Yeah. So the first book was a biography, Mother Teresa. Second book was The Millionaire Next Door, which was about finance. Third book was A Powerful Engagement, so it was kind of like, I guess, some sort of like social understanding kind of book. And then the book we're reading right now is Fearfully and Wonderfully Made, which is the spiritual book that we're reading this year. And then we have I think we're going to have a fiction book after this.
Oh, so you guys are like covering genres.
Yeah. So every 2 months we have a different kind of genre that we read, and then a book gets selected from that genre.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Who actually picks the books that you guys end up reading?
Who actually picks it? It's really open to anybody, but the people that have been picking it is we got a wonderful, beautiful man named Tay, my small group leader. He selects the books. Out of the books he reads a lot of books. Like, this is what he likes to do. So
he samples the stuff first, and then kind of like, hey, this is something
we'd like to do, and then we'll read
sure.
it. Pastor Robert, our pastor's been suggesting some books. So sometimes like spiritual books, he's suggested. I wanted us to read Screw Tape Letters, so we read Screw Tape Letters last year, and that was my suggestion. My sister's actually going to join us for the first time this book club. And is
she actually going to your church?
No, she's not going to our church.
But
what's cool is, so it's for the book readers out there, and the reason why like book clubs are so great, I think, is that you read a book and then you have an opinion about it, and you're like, this book sucks because blah blah, or I don't like how the author related this to this, and like the analogies. But at the book club, you start sharing about things that you're, let's say, blessed by, or that really impacted you or changed how you saw something. But the way they interpret it, other people, is way different from how you interpret it, or how you're able to, let's say, apply that into your life. And maybe it's something that you missed that you could also apply. So as you start discussing, like small group, it's like a topic, and then you start unwrapping things and start sharing about the things that impacted you, like there's so much more to the book that you read other than what you just, what you perceived.
Right.
So
I don't know about you, but like when I read, there's like times where I'm definitely more actively reading than others. So sometimes I'll gloss over like a section of a book and like totally miss out on a point that someone else had made.
Totally.
Yeah. So I mean that's cool. I mean, it is kind of snooty, but
no, it's not.
More
it's
power
like,
to you for.
So
I mean it. Yeah.
So my wife joins us, but she doesn't actually read the book.
She just wants to hear you guys talking about it.
No, I can't. So for some of them, I just tell her about what happens in the book, and then she kind of knows what's going on. And then sometimes I outline it. Sometimes I could find an outline for some things, and then it's really cool because it ends up being kind of like a co-ed small group where you get to talk about a book.
Oh, okay. So this isn't like just your small group that's doing books, but it's like. It's its own thing.
It's open to the entire church, but the only people that come out is myself, my wife, Tay, and Pastor Robert. And then once in a while, we have a couple other people that join. And then my sister says she's going to join. She just finished nursing school. Shout out to my sister.
Yeah, congrats, Hannah.
That's
awesome.
She won 2 awards at graduation, and there were only 4 awards given.
Dang.
She won. She got the highest grades in her class, so she got academic excellence, which is like magna cum laude or whatever. But she can't get it because it's not the first bachelor degree. It's like an accelerated course, so they're not allowed to give that award. And then she got like excellence in clinical practice or whatever when she's dealing with patients. Whatever she gets like evaluations, and she got really good. So she got the best of both worlds, which is pretty amazing.
Dang.
But yeah, so this book club has been really impacting me spiritually. Just we've been picking a lot of different topics, and then even if the book's not like Christian based, Christian focused, it's really changed, I think, because our discussion is always about like we had like a Millionaire Next Door thing, and that was about like normal people in middle class America that look like middle class America but actually have $1 million, and basically it's just an image of who is a millionaire in America, and it's not who you think. It's not the person driving the Benz. It's not the person that has that mansion. Who actually has like $1 million is what the book is referring to, and with that we can be like, where does offering stand in this? Where does tithing stand in this? Like, how should we budget to like glorify God? And are these things that we should be incorporating those kind of things? And I don't know. It's been so snooty, awesome, so snootily awesome.
Wait, so are you saying that these books aren't necessarily always Christian, but that you're trying to find applications to that as a Christian person?
Kind of. The books are always like, so Unbroken is about Louis Zamperini. Do you know that that movie? Yeah, so that was the first book we read, which isn't really a Christian book, but actually it talks about how he got saved by Billy Graham. So
right.
It kind of,
he's a very outspoken Christian too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Yeah.
So I think that was one of the reasons, but that was like, not even an eighth of the book when he talks about it. It's like at the end, because the person writing the biography is just some random person.
Okay. Power
of Full Engagement, that's not really Christian. Outliers, not really. Millionaire Next Door. Yeah, I don't know. We read about Mother Teresa.
No, that's cool. Because one of the interesting things that I found a lot of pastors do is they'll read just any book, and then they'll find scriptural principle behind it. The modern day version of that is like when pastors use movies as an analogy for explaining gospel concept or biblical concepts and stuff like that too. So, I mean, definitely there's an application for anybody out there who wants to just read a book and apply that to our own faith.
Yeah, I think.
But it's cool. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think it's cool too.
Yeah, no, like you're saying that it raises questions of stewardship and what we need to do with our money and stuff like that. That's definitely something that we can have a different take on. Are you guys open to like generally people joining you guys, or is it just going to be you guys want to just keep it small? I assume you want like some quality to it, like people who are dedicated to really reading and stuff like that.
No, because my wife doesn't read the book. She comes.
No, but I feel like that's a great way to connect with a lot of people that are out there too.
I haven't. A lot of these books I didn't have time to read, so I just did the audio version of it, and then I would kind of stop the audio version and kind of highlight it in the book. So I have both of them. When I used to read it or listen to it when I was working, or when that was allowed in my life, and then when I had a lot of commutes, so that works for me. But yeah, anybody can join. Daniel, if you want to join, but you're too far away.
Yeah, man. If you guys would open up like internet conferencing and just join like that.
You want to? I don't think they'd be against it.
If you guys are really open to that, I think definitely I could use more inputting in my life like that too.
Yeah, we can Skype you in. So if you want to read Fearfully and Wonderfully Made by Saturday, and then maybe you won't be able to draft because, the book club's at 9:30 and our draft's at 9. So if you
joke's on you because I can have 2 screens open.
Joke's on me. Joke's on me. Oh my gosh. Damn.
No, actually, I'd be interested if you guys are willing to do that. Maybe starting from the next book.
Yeah, I'll talk to them about it, and I'm sure they're going to be okay about Skyping you in.
Cool.
I was thinking of recording it and then posting it online, our discussions, but I don't know how open they would be to it, so I kind of just let it go.
Yeah. Man, Desire the Fire podcast, making connections every day. That should be our new slogan.
And next week we're going to hang out, right?
Yes. Making dates and making connections.
Are we going to hang out next week? You haven't verbally committed to this.
No, I can't tell you for sure until tomorrow.
Why?
I have to. I'm meeting up with my students tomorrow, and then we'll firm up our schedule for the next week.
Then you can do this. You can just say, no, Tuesday doesn't work for me. If you haven't set your schedule yet. I see where your priorities are at. I see.
I have to go to my friend's house to play next week, guys, so I can't
do
this job.
Your friend is coming down to you. I'm going down on Tuesday so that we can hang out.
Well, I might be wrong about the sign-up day. That's why. It could be a Wednesday or it could be a Tuesday. It could be Thursday, too.
What time are you guys done on Tuesday?
Most likely around 3 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so enough of our personal stuff on our podcast. Well, I think that's cool because we did a bit of catching up with this first episode, but from here on out, our format's going to be changing. You're going to be experiencing a very different podcast that we have prepared for you guys.
Is it any different? We're just getting sidetracked and talking about like our own junk.
Well, no, I mean, we're not okay. I think we should explain a little bit of some of the stuff that.
Yeah.
So
you explain. You explain everything.
Okay, we realized that we're not as smart as we wanted to be. We have no idea what the heck we're talking about, and we're just opinionated. And so we're going to drop the act. We're not going to try to preach anymore on our podcast.
We're not going to try.
Yeah. I mean, we are going to talk about some of these, definitely Christian relevant issues and stuff like that too. But more importantly, we just want to get people involved in the conversation. And so we're going to drop the act and all the preachiness and stuff like that and just be Christian guys because, I mean, job description and what have you, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, who does that, Like, we don't talk with people and preaching at everybody and stuff.
No, that's what we do. When we hang out, we preach to each other.
Dude, I don't think we've talked about the Bible together since, like, college.
Really?
We actually, what have we talked about? Sports, Hearthstone,
yeah, you're right. I don't think
other games and stuff.
Talked about the Bible.
This was like our platform to be Christian together.
Christian together. That's our new podcast name. Christian together.
Let's be Christians together. Yeah, but so we dropped the act on that, and actually we're gonna divide the format up a little bit too, so it'll be a little choppier and easier to listen to.
This time we didn't at all.
Yeah, I think because we were trying to catch up to it, so catch up with everything, and it's been like 6 months since the last post. But definitely, what you guys will see in the next couple episodes is we're gonna sample some music and put just shorter segments of episodes, and you'll see that starting episode 2. But yes, be prepared for anything with our music section. Chandler did mention that he leads worship in the morning, or he sings he worships in the morning, and we might just stick some of that in there too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hey, I'll throw in something too. I'll do my morning. I'll record a shower session. How about that? What if we recorded ourselves?
What? What does that mean?
You don't sing in the shower or nothing like that?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Do you? You don't?
I don't think I do.
Oh, I sing in the shower. I used to a lot.
But then when I'm taking a shower, it's like freaking 6 o'clock in the morning, so like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. I can't do that in the early mornings either.
Do you take a shower in the morning or at night or night and morning?
It just depends on the day.
What? So you don't take showers, that means?
No, dude. Sometimes I take 2 showers a day. No, man. If anything, I take more showers than I probably should.
Okay.
All right.
I don't believe you at all.
Oh, dude. Okay, well, I mean, I got nothing to prove here. You guys can't smell me over the internet anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, well, I think that's about it for today. Should we just throw in our tag?
Okay, throw it in there for me.
All right, well, y'all can follow us on Facebook if you want to keep up to date with what's going on with our podcast. If you go on Facebook right now, you'll find that there was nothing because there was nothing going on in our podcast. But you can catch us on our page at Desire the Fire Podcast, and you can always follow us on Twitter. But we never use that, so I'm gonna stop promoting that.
Yeah, I think the last time I posted was 8 months ago.
On Twitter?
On Twitter.
Yeah, I probably responded to something you tweeted, so it's probably my last activity. But if you can, please support our podcast. Just put a like or just give us some feedback. Even if you don't like it, we do want to hear comments and feedback, so we can always give you a better experience. So until next time, everybody, keep the fire burning.
Bye.